It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, NBA fans. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, and seated beside me, Kenny the Jet Smith and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks up against the Houston Rockets. Taking a look at the Rockets, this is a team they knocked out in the first round in last year's playoffs, so they'd better be ready. Some extra motivation on this one. Houston is a team that can put up numbers in a hurry, no question about that. But with the amount of three-pointers they take, Kenny, do they really, I guess, rely too much on the long ball?
Some could say that because, 40% of their shots that they make come from three-point land. That's an incredible amount when you have a guy like Dwight Howard in the post and you have guys in the post that like to score. So they might be a little three-heavy, though.
No, not might. They are three-heavy. They need to understand inside out wins championship, especially there in Houston. They took a lot of threes, but they were not great. They only shot 35% last year. They need to get the ball inside.
Tip-off is coming up shortly. We go courtside right now to Kevin Harlan.
We're live, the home of the Rockets in wonderful Houston, Texas. This game in Houston marks the start of a homestand for the Rockets. A great start of the season for them, playing very well so far.
It's go time. Now, these are two teams whose rivalry goes way back, and anytime they renew it, the fans, as well as all that are involved, are going to be in for a treat.
I like that. Go time. That's a good way to put it. I mean, this will be a testy encounter between these two. The build-up to the game has been extremely intense. I think everybody's expecting some kind of volatility to erupt on the floor today.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the floor for Dallas, Parsons and Dirk are in at the forward spots. Matthews out there with Williams, and it's Pachulia in at the center position.
And Dwight Howard, a former three-time Defensive Player of the Year, still remains a fearsome presence in the paint.
Here's Dallas. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Houston this season.
And they're facing the team that dismissed them from the postseason last year. So certainly a little payback in mind.
Greg, we know that's in the past. You can't change that for sure. Nevertheless, a win would be sweet.
For the Houston Rockets, they won their last contest in that game against the Nuggets in Denver.
And you know what? Exactly what had to be done in terms of winning on the road. Never allowed any momentum to build up against them. Kept the crowd out of the game. And for every punch they took, they had a counter.
I was very impressed, Greg, with the way they stood their ground, even when they were on their heels some, coming through those moments where they were backing up a bit. That's what it takes on the road. You've got to show that kind of fortitude and resilience.
Unis against Nowitzki. Unis dishes to Lawson. Shot clock at 5. Now the feed to Howard. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
And he'll take it right into the teeth of the D without thinking twice about it.
And Williams, here we go. It's blocked. And here we go. Harden heading to the hoop. And it's Howard finishing it off.
Great hustle to turn the block shot into a fast break hoop. That's a big-time play.
Well, it was the Dallas Mavericks in their last game, a loss to the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, but when you shoot a percentage in the low 30s as a team, and they did that in that game. It is just not going to be your night.
No, it's certainly not going to be your night shooting that poorly. And so often when that happens to a team, it's hard to get out of that funk once you get into it.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 fall.
And the basket by Harden.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Williams passes to Pachulia. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Pachulia's got his first 2 points of the night. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Lawson kicks to Howard. Right block shot. Again, the Rockets score.
I like the way he's not forcing anything, taking advantage of what the defense has given him. He's been a key contributor for them in this quarter.
Williams double team. Nowitzki dishes to Pachulia. And that one's good. Pachulia's got his second basket of the night.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with the pass.
Houston moving it around. Howard kicks to Lawson. The dish to Moniunas. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And you know, you'll take what he can give you from the free throw line. Looking at his numbers, just really not one of his strengths. Shooting in the low 60s last season.
We've seen some obvious improvement in his free throw shooting since last year.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Kevin, Rick Carlisle and I got a chance to talk just for a bit. He said their scouting report is really all about how to handle Dwight Howard. Obviously a tremendously impactful player at both ends of the court. Coach said, offensively, we always need to know where he is. Defensively, it's always about doing your work early, trying to hold your ground and deny him prime position inside. Sounds like a good plan, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thanks.
Well, you know, the Mavs made the playoffs last season, but they really had a hard time against the rest of the Western Conference contenders, in part because they struggled defensively. Offensively, they were pretty good, but they didn't quite come up with enough stops when they needed it.
Now, here is Lawson, looking for his first basket still in this one. Outside Williams. There's the pick. Parsons attacking, takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Well, that's a great pass by Darren Williams.
Houston in the lead. Greg, you talked about what the Mavs did, how they played against the West, 29-23 record against the rest of the conference.
Yeah, but Kevin, it's a little misleading, the win total. I mean, if you look at the Mavs against the teams that they compare themselves to, which are the playoff teams in the West, they were only 10-18 over the course of the season.
Good point. And it's Houston on the break. Ariza no luck.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
Matthews, no one around him, and it's Matthews again missing. Pushing it up. A pull-up, and again, James Harden. Harden's got his third basket of the night. Mavericks trail by 5. Outside Williams. Pass to Pachulia. Got a hand on it. Williams against Lawson. Here's Howard. That is in there. Lawson with the assist. Lawson's got 3 assists tonight.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should continue to work the ball down low, Clark. It's really going to free up their outside shooting.
Now here's Pachulia. Misses from short range.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense.
Lawson against Williams, and Lawson with the drive, and it's Houston with another.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possessions.
Now here's Williams. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And Matthews kicks to Williams. Here's Pachulia. Plays it up and banks it in. And Houston calls their first time out of the game.
And Zaza Pachulia, for my money, has been one of the toughest players in the league. He's got a boxer's mentality. Even his face looks a little bit like a boxer's. He doesn't have the quick twitch muscles of some guys, but his power and effort consistently stand out.
Dallas making a switch here. Berea's checked in.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. They're really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
Now here's Williams. Nowitzki a screen. And Williams, here we go. 6 to shoot. Lawson against Matthews. Shoots a fader, and that one's good. And now it's only a 5-point Houston lead. Talking about Jaja's toughness, it's one of the reasons he has such a high rebounds per minute average over his career. And defending on the blocks, he's almost unmovable.
He really, you know what, Coach Kidd loves Jaja. Even started him over John Henson by the end of the season. I mean, he's always willing to trade body blows down low and certainly wins his fair share of those battles.
Nowitzki, and yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim.
Good job threading that pass into the lane. I like his vision, guys. He sees everything.
Feeds it to Moniunas. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Mavericks trail by 7. And here's Berea. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Nowitzki a screen. And here's Matthews from the arc. Good, and it's Berea who picks up the assist.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Now here's Ariza. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Denver. And count it, 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line. So it'll be James Harden shooting. That's on Darren Williams. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
Guys, their penetration has been outstanding. I mean, it's actually been great. They're really finding those holes in the defense.
And then also, they've played well with their backs to the basket tonight. I mean, just really strong play in the post.
Now, here's Berea. In the corner, Parsons with it. And Chandler Parsons really set off a Texas rivalry last year, drafted by the Rockets in the 2nd round. He received an offer sheet in free agency from the team's rival, the Dallas Mavericks. Eventually chose Dallas, injured in the playoffs, hurt a knee, only played the 1 game. But I think they've got great things ahead for him with the Mavs.
Yeah, you know, Parsons was a restricted free agent, so that meant the Rockets could match if they wanted to, but they declined to match Dallas's offer, which sent Parsons packing just up the road in Texas.
Now here's Berea, defended by Beverly. Berea kicks to Harris. And Capella sends it back. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. Harris kicks to Berea. Clock at 6. Here's Nowitzki. It's good. Great play set up by Berea. Berea's got 3 assists in the game. Rockets leading by 4. And Beverly kicks to Jones. And he throws it down hard with one hand.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
And so it's Dallas with it. The Rockets making the shot. Nobody near Parsons. It's hauled in by Beverly.
It's still early, but they've started to establish themselves on the glass here.
Yeah, scrappy, Clark, for each and every rebound. They are not backing down.
And good on the basket. Book it. And it's an 8-point Rocket lead.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Now here's Parsons. He had 27 points last game. Barea, no good. Houston's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. And Decker slams it in.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early.
Here's Harris. Following the score by Houston. Dishes it to Nowitzki. Dallas again missing.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
Harris outside. He kicks it to Barea. There's the pick. Back to Harris. Pass to Parsons. He dishes it to Nowitzki. Banked in off the glass. Nowitzki's got 8.
Yeah, heads up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket. You know, in Dirk Nowitzki, you start to wonder if he's the best foreign-born player ever. Of course, you have a lot of competition for that distinction. I mean, you got Hakeem, Nash, Parker, just to name a few.
Now, here's Beverly. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Here's Jones. Buries it down low.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
That doesn't go either for Nowitzki. Back to the topic of Nowitzki as the greatest foreign-born player ever. I think Hakeem Olajuwon. Clark is really his only challenger.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I'd keep Hakeem at the top of that list just because of his presence and impact at both ends of the floor. But Dirk, clearly one of the all-time greats in NBA history.
And it's Houston on the break, and Decker slams it in.
And there are more points tacked on here to the early lead.
And it's a nice lead as well. I mean, it's no mystery how they've done it. They're attacking the basket.
Here's Barea. Out to the right wing. And it's Nowitzki penetrating, and he uses the glass on the layup. Nowitzki's got 10 points.
I mean, he makes plays like that in his sleep. The game is just far too easy.
And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. Houston on top. They lead by 12. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And Dirk Nowitzki still remembers the Mavs 2011 championship. He said he'd love to get one more.
I mean, that 11th season I'll never forget, but once you tasted the victory, you know, you see how great that felt and, you know, how happy the city was, and it was just one big party over the whole summer, so you want that again. You want to experience it again.
Once definitely not enough for Dirk. He's been to the mountaintop and he wants more. Another trip there would be terrific for him. He's been to the finals twice.
Yeah, and you heard him. It was like the whole city was having one big party all summer long because they were there. How could you not want to have that experience once again?
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. And, guys, we've seen the Rockets really take control here.
Just almost an intimidating factor when you're able to go out and consistently come up with the block shots like they have defensively.
Well, what happens is shooters begin to start looking for the shot blockers, and it does intimidate them.
They've got McDaniels. He's out there with Patrick Beverly. Corey Brewer is out there with Terrence Jones. And it's Capella in at the power forwards position. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Harris passes to Barea. Wants to get it to Matthews and does. Good, and it's Barea who picks up the assist. Matthews has got it back down to within single digits for the Mavs. On the wing, Brewer. And the layup's good off the glass. Brewer's got his second basket of the night.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Beverly.
All right, a chance to check out the stats for Patrick Beverly. How he did last season. Last season put up about 10 points a game, 4 rebounds and 3 assists. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent. But honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
And all indications are that he's been working hard on his game. It just hasn't shown up in the box score yet.
Howard's checked in for the Rockets. Riza comes in for Corey Brewer. The Mavericks also with a sub. Williams is checked in. A baseline J. It's rebounded by Houston.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those balls.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
Well, Dwight Howard had that back surgery, and he's had knee trouble, and he is no longer quite as dominant, Clark, as a player we saw back in certainly his younger days in Orlando.
Yeah, but nonetheless, Kevin, he's still in the conversation for best centers in the NBA. I think he remains a superstar big man when he's healthy.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Harrell comes in for Jones. And it's Terry in for Patrick Beverly. And he gets it to go. 8 points for Chandler Parsons. Houston leading by 9.
And you remember back in Orlando, Dwight Howard, a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, not to mention a slam dunk title. He's lost some of that lift, but still has more than just about any other center in our league.
They set the pick. It's Williams with the drive. All alone. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Kicks it to Ariza. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
And Howard missing a lot of time last season with various knee issues. He's taken his training and conditioning regimen to a new level, it looks like, to kind of preserve his body for the long haul.
Rockets have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. McDaniels kicks to Howard. Here's Harrell. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. And the Rockets lead by 13. And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. Well, looking back on last season, you could see the Rockets were tough at home. They just were relentless at going at teams.
Yeah, how about a 30-11 record last year? And a lot of close ones for them, but that home crowd at times could just really will them to victory.
As it did help in the series against the Clippers last year in the playoffs. Now Terry. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. McDaniels gets to Ariza. Shot from 12, and he hits the jump shot.
He's got to be a little embarrassed for joining the Paratroopers Club on that pump fake.
Mavericks trail by 12. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. And he recovers it. Parsons up top. He's got 8. 4 on the shot clock. Over Howard. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. 10 points for Chandler Parsons.
They're getting the best of this front court matchup. Too much to handle down low.
A nice shot by McDaniels.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
A 3 from Matthews. Here's Pachulia. It's good, and it's his 6th make against 11 attempts.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
And the pass to Howard. from 10 feet out, and it's Houston with another.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Now here's Williams. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Pass to Pachulia. The basket is good off the assist from Williams. Williams has got 5 assists tonight.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
To the wing on the left. Harrell with it. He feeds it to McDaniels. Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for 2. McDaniels got 6 in the quarter. Mavericks trail by 12. Outside Williams. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. Well, for Darren Williams, the injury-riddled campaigns just keep piling up.
Yeah, it's almost difficult to watch considering how good he was when he was healthy. I mean, you're talking about one of the most explosive players in the game over the last decade at the point guard spot. But the injuries, hard to overcome.
Houston making a switch here. Harden's checked in. On the wing, Terry. He's covered by Felton. Terry against Felton. Nice shot by Terry.
And guys, for Darren Williams last season, all those injuries finally affected his shooting. 39% from the field last year, the second lowest mark of his career, and he just couldn't create space or elevate to get the clean looks he had grown accustomed to.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far.
Here's Parsons, and it's sent back by Howard. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. Houston making some changes. Montejunas has checked in for Harrell, and Ty Lawson subbed in for Jason Terry. And Dallas with a change here too. Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Pachulia. Nowitzki gets a wide open look. They grab their own miss. Rockets leading by 13. Now the feed to Harden. Matthews with the steal. And they're pushing it up. Wesley Matthews on the wing. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Ariza. It's Harden with the drive. Good. Harden's got 12.
Boy, that's a nice feed by Lawson.
Mavericks trail by 15. Here's Williams. Can't hit. Good D by Howard.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it.
No good from Lawson.
Yeah, great look, but disappointing with the miss.
Boy, what happened on that one, Greg? I mean, that's almost an automatic shot for him.
Great open look there. The Rocket shooting has been just uncontainable. 72%. And here is Howard. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Denver.
And also 4 blocks. I mean, just an important factor on both ends.
It's good. The assist that time from Harden. 13 points for Howard.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want. And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
That one goes. Count. Lawson's got 5 now.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Felton kicks to Williams. Nowitzki a screen. Lets it go. Good. He hits the jump shot. He's got 12. Houston leading by 16. Lawson in the corner. There's the dish to Howard. And it's sent back by Nowitzki. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Nowitzki. Decker's checked in for the Rockets. And Dallas also making a switch. Anderson, he's checked in for Williams. 5 to shoot. Here's Howard. And the jumper from down low is good. Howard's got 15.
Boy, did he burrow his way in there, and the D just sort of backed off.
Dallas calls timeout.
Well, one thing about Ty Lawson is he's very good at attacking the defense. Gets inside without a problem and knows how to set up teammates.
Terrence Jones is checked in for Dwight Howard. Harris is checked in for Dallas. Nowitzki draws the double. Harris against Lawson. And it's Harris off the drive. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Harris has got his first points of the night. And for Lawson, he is great when he attacks. He does obviously create well for his team on drives. Interesting player, certainly, but playing with a team that's growing and pretty young around him.
That's a good point. And, you know, last season, Lawson averaged about 13 points for his team off of his own drives. I mean, that means 13 points a night would be a direct result of him attacking the rim. That's second in the league in a stat that only trailed James Harden.
I think that would surprise some people.
Yes. Yeah, real nice shot selection there. I guess he's working on his buzzer beater form.
That's a reach, but perhaps that is the case. Or maybe he was trying to knock a bird off of the scoreboard.
Is about right. Because I still can't figure that one out.
No, and I see no birds up there.
No.
Jones with the screen on Harris. Pass to Montejunas. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Mark, last season we saw Montejunas make some nice strides.
Yeah, big uptick in his scoring efficiency, Kevin. Both his shooting from beyond the arc and from within the arc increased.
And Montejunas actually showing a newfound post repertoire there. I mean, he's deceptive. He has hooks and pump fakes, little up and unders. The Rockets looked to him for offense when they weren't playing through Harden.
Parsons for 3. They get it again. Nowitzki, and that one's good.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
So for the Rockets, Capella's checked in, and it's Brewer in for James Harden.
And Montejunas is a very confident player. I think where he can still improve is his rebounding and defensive impact. With a 7-foot frame, he's got to learn to play like a 7-footer.
Here's Beverly. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. And continuing to expand his arsenal last season, Patrick Beverly, the guard for the Rockets. Career highs in assists and rebounds per game, and he's one of the smallest guys on the floor.
Yeah, and he's really working on the details of becoming a better playmaker, becoming a guy that has coaches trust him to handle the basketball in those crucial situations.
Feeds it to Capella. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
You know, talking about Beverly, his wrist injury really changed things for the Rockets at the end of last season. Suddenly, 37-year-old Jason Terry had to take on big minutes at the point, and he was serviceable, but they missed Beverly's toughness on defense particularly.
He's off on the first.
And going back to the one thing with Patrick Beverly, his shot could still be more consistent. Last year, he was down in shooting averages across the board, including just 38% from the field. It makes it very difficult on your offense when you have an inability to space the floor.
Boy, with 2 fouls now, he really has to be disciplined and under control for the rest of this half.
The Mavericks have had 7 opportunities at the free throw line and made good on 5 of them. And guys, over the last 2 seasons, Devin Harris has been a backup point guard, but one could argue that he's outperformed the guys that are directly ahead of him.
That's exactly right, Kevin. I mean, Harris came back to the team that he started his career with to be a support player, but injuries, trades, and generally poor fits elevated Harris's importance to the team.
Out of bounds, Rockets ball as Houston keeps possession. There's 38 seconds left here in the second. Fades and shoots. No good off the back of the rim.
You know, getting back to Devin Harris, he can really help you, but you want to do one thing: limit his minutes. 11 full seasons under his belt. Slender in build. It's best to play him around half the game if you can.
And here's Anderson from the arc. Rockets with the rebound. They led the game at one point by 20. The Celtics will be coming into town for the next game, and that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. Here's Beverly. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Rockets lead by 17. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Dwight, you were a big part of what was a nice team effort tonight. What was your mental approach in tonight's game?
Just attack, make the defense help. And if they help, make the right pass. If they don't help, try to score.
Dwight, thank you so much. Kevin just taking what the defense gives him.
All right, Doris, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. A big night so far for Dwight Howard. He ended up with 15 points, 3 block shots, and 2 assists. Kenny, what you think about the Rockets? And looking at Dallas, Shaq, your thoughts?
Well, they run into a very hot shooting team tonight, fellas. When you combine a hot shooting team with the weak defense they've been playing, you're going to get crushed. I hope coach is coming down hard on them right now because they can't keep giving up so many open looks. What are you doing?
That wraps it up for halftime as the game is just about to get going again in the third quarter. We will see you later.
As we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but anything can happen.
Nowitzki playing very well. He has 17 points, and he's tacked on a couple of blocks today, too.
And they've been important to the team. Even if it's only a couple, it's helped them establish a defensive presence inside.
On the floor right now for the Mavericks, Parsons and Dirk are in at the forward spots. Deron Williams out there with Matthews, and it's Pachulia in at the center. It's rebounded by Houston. Howard's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Mavericks trail by 17. Here's Williams. Nowitzki outside. Left side, Parsons. 13 feet away. Here's Pachulia. Yes, indeed, it is good. He's now 8 for 14.
Just a grinder. Always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Lawson kicks to Harden. And there's the 3-second violation. Now, when you think of the great playmakers in league history, John Stockton per game averaged double-digit dimes. Think of this. For his career, 15,806 career assists. A record you knew right off would stand for a very long time.
And guys, you know, you look up point guard in the dictionary, and there's a nice little picture of John Stockton there. I mean, he is an unreal distributor. Controlled the game like no one ever has before or since. It's no coincidence that Utah never missed the playoffs in any of the 19 seasons that John Stockton was at the helm. That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
He's got some serious momentum going right now. He's been great all day. Even last game, he was on fire.
Mavericks last season, Clark, were very tough down the stretch in games. Had a lot of players that shined all the time during crunch time.
Well, when you've got guys like Dirk and Monte that can create their own shot, it gives you a chance to win close games. It's a big reason they were 6-0 in overtime games, in my opinion.
Houston leading by 15. It's Ariza on the wing. It's deflected. Now Williams. Dishes to Matthews. And it's Matthews again missing.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's cost him.
Eunice with it. Now guarded by Parsons. The shot's good from Lawson. Lawson's got 9.
And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today.
Dallas calls timeout. You know, Clark, the one thing you can say about Ty Lawson is his awareness around the floor. He's just ubiquitous, and his court vision is incredible.
Excellent peripheral vision. He averaged almost 10 assists a game last season. That's the best year of his career thus far.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Rick Carlisle was going over with his team in that last huddle. He made no mistake that their plan was to run their offense through Nowitzki. Coach has a lot of faith in him offensively and let his players know it, insisting that he be at the forefront of what they do at that end of the court from here on out. Coach was not wasting any time in altering their strategy here in the second half. And Kevin, he's going to have to hope those changes take effect quickly.
All right, Doris.
And for Ty Lawson, playmaking isn't a concern. He's got that. His shooting accuracy, though, seems to drop every year. In fact, the last 2 years have been the worst of his career.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
Yeah, you know, going back to Lawson's declining shooting percentage, really no apparent reason for it. Last year he launched the fewest threes in his past 4 seasons, but he still couldn't find the rhythm, and it really hurt his team down the stretch.
Harden kicks to Howard. Pass to Eunice. Back to Howard. And some nice passing there by Houston. Ariza with the bucket.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
Williams a screen. Parsons dishes to Nowitzki. He kicks to Pachulia. 6 on the shot clock. Eunice with the steal. Here's Ariza, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
That was some slick passing from Harden on that one.
Now here's Williams. Nowitzki with the screen on Lawson. Williams passes to Nowitzki. No luck. Great D that time from Howard. Houston leading by 21. Here's Ariza. That's good. Ariza's got 10 points in the game.
Oh, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
And getting to the 10 has been the key. They're getting point-blank looks time and time again.
And Parsons kicks to Nowitzki. They double-team Nowitzki. Nowitzki sets a screen for Parsons. Shot clock at 6. Got freed up. Nice work off the pick. He's got 12.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. That's how he makes his presence felt.
And we see him do it time and again. He is a special talent.
Sure is.
Hey, guys, as important as it is to go out and compete, let's not forget the entertainment element of this game. What an unreal finisher.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia. Nowitzki can't get that one to fall. On offense, here are the Rockets. They're on a 14-6 run. Ariza kicks to Howard. Matthews against Harden. He dishes it to Howard. Ariza has the open look, and that comes off the assist by Dwight Howard. Howard's got his 4th assist in this one.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Here's Ariza. Finished off the break. Ariza's got 11 points here in just the second half. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Rockets.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
Lawson kicks to Harden. Moniutis in the post. He's against Nowitzki. No good from Lawson. Dallas has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. In the corner, Parsons with it for 3. It's rebounded by Houston. Howard's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Harden kicks to Ariza. Howard dishes to Harden. Looking for Moniutis. He gets it there. Out of bounds. Dallas will take possession.
A chance here to check out how the Rockets ranked in the NBA last season. 2nd in fast break points, 3rd in steals. And they also ranked among the top 5 in points off turnovers, so did a nice job of turning people over and then turning those turnovers into points.
And as you pointed out, when it came to running the break, I mean, they were terrific. They left teams really just grasping for breath and unable to match that breakneck pace.
There's the screen. The kick out to Matthews. Dallas again missing.
But still, eventually you got to feel like he'll start knocking those down again.
Over in the corner, McDaniels. On the wing, Jason Terry. Howard kicks to Harden. Harrell with it. Goes up against Pachulia. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
One shot. Yeah, how about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Yeah, we call that playing through the whistle. You know, he didn't give up on it when he heard the whistle. He kept his focus, his concentration, and he found a way to get the shot up and down.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Capella's checked in, and it's Brewer in for James Harden. Anderson, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Harris comes in for Williams. Harris passes to Pachulia, and the layup falls. Pachulia's got 22.
And he's really made the most of his opportunities today. I mean, he needs to keep working for those kinds of looks.
Pachulia with the steal. Harris kicks to Barea. And there's the pass to Anderson. It's deflected. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. And while we've got this moment here now, let's take a look at last season's leaders in converting turnovers into points. Second, the Mavericks. The Rockets, 4th.
You know, both of these clubs forced a lot of turnovers and also converted offensively off of them. Very impressive.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Jones checked in for Harrell, and it's Patrick Beverley in for Jason Terry. And that one's good. It's no secret, Clark, what this Houston Rockets team wants to do. They want to get to the line, drive the lane, and hurt you from outside the arc.
And they'll do it all at a very fast pace. I mean, they're fun to watch. The pace is something that I think sneaks up on teams sometimes, Kevin.
Good point. Capella with the bucket.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. That'll be his second foul of the game. Houston on D. Barea with it. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. And guys, what a spark plug J.J. Barea has been throughout his career. When he comes in the game, you can feel the lift. We saw a couple games against Houston in the playoffs, saw it back in 2011 in the championship season for the Mavs.
That's a great point. I mean, he has an energizing effect on his teammates, the fans, and the announcers. I mean, he just brings so much spirit and hustle to the games. Very hard not to root for a guy like that.
Capella kicks to McDaniels. Here's Capella, defended by Nowitzki. And it's Capella missing.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there. For me, my favorite memory of Barea, his outstanding postseason in 2011. The Mavericks had to get through the Lakers and the Heat to win their first championship. And Barea broke down those defenses by screaming to the hoop every chance he got. Actually, he squirted to the hoop. Kevin, he's been a bright spot in what's otherwise been a little bit of a struggle for this team.
Houston's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Kicks to Jones, out to the right wing. McDaniels passes to Jones. Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession.
And getting back to Barea's contributions against the Lakers back in 11, Barea led a fourth-quarter comeback in Game 2 to help the Mavs win. Big swing in that series. And then after the game, Kobe Bryant said that Barea kicked our you-know-whats. And ultimately, Barea helped the Mavs go on to win their only championship. And nice move to create a gap there in the defense and get to the bucket.
Got a hand on it. And so it looks like the Rockets will retain possession here. .125 left in the third quarter. Pass to McDaniels. And Beverley kicks to Jones. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Jones has got 4 points this quarter.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
Here's the lob to the hoop. Oh, and the dunk by Brewer.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Mavericks shooting 42% from the field here in the third. Now here's Barea, defended by Beverley. And there's the feed to Nowitzki. Again, the Mavericks score.
You know, maybe save that fadeaway move for when he really needs it.
Clark, one thing we've seen from these guys is excellent ball movement.
And you love to see that, Kevin. I mean, I love watching unselfish play, and I know Greg enjoys that too.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync. I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have. Their rebounding has been off the charts today, guys. Reason number one, this game is out of hand.
Exactly, Clark. Their lead is not surprising given their advantage on the backboard.
Good, and it's Barea who picks up the assist. Barea's got his 8th assist here tonight.
And when he's got that much of a height advantage on the perimeter, it's really tough on the defender. Easy three-pointer.
Beverley, and it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Here's Terry. Terry and Harden are the 1 and 2. Decker is out there with Harrell, and it's Howard in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Harden outside. The three-pointer off the mark. Dallas shooting 47%, pretty solid. Matthews into the lane. There's the dish to Powell. Anderson passes to Powell. There's the pick. Felton kicks to Powell. 5 on the clock. Tries again. Shot is off. So Houston will take it the other way. Pass to Decker. Three-pointer. Cannot hit. And so here is Dallas, and they're off to Philadelphia after this game as they'll take on the 76ers. That matchup falls in the middle game of this 3-game trip.
And it seems every season we see a player try and play through an injury. Sometimes it provides a boost with heroics, but it can lead to serious damage long term. It's a common practice we see, and some guys are pretty cavalier about it.
And here's the fast break. Felton leading the way.
The easiest way to do it sometimes is with the bounce pass.
Houston's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Howard dishes to Harden. That's good. And so Howard with the assist. 16 points for James Harden.
That was the 3rd straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical. Be more aggressive.
The game's just far too easy right now when it comes to attacking the basket. They have got to do better.
And here's Anderson for 3. Dwight Howard pulls it in. The Rockets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter. Here's Decker. He feeds it to Harrell. Houston moving it around. And here is Howard. Here's Harden on the wing. He's covered by Felton. And the jam by Harden.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne.
Feeds it to Powell. Felton goes in, dishes it to Powell. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. The wide open look here for Terry. Hits the three-point bomb.
And he's looking to really stretch this lead out, even with the cushion they have, still letting it fly from long range.
Felton kicks to Powell. Looking for Anderson. He gets it there. Doubled by Howard. Out to the right wing. Here's Matthews. Plenty of space. Drops one in from the wing. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th. Here's Terry. Harrell, the pass to Howard. Now Felton.
And one thing we know is that across the board in the NBA, attendance is up all over. Franchise values are also at an all-time high. Overseas, the game continues to grow as well. Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Monty Eunice is checked in for the Rockets. Lawson comes in for James Harden. And the media deal in play says a lot about the popularity. It's not just broadcast. Fans are showing up as well.
Sellouts were at a record 700 last season, Kevin. The previous record was 676. Almost 22 million regular season fans. That's a big number.
And for Raymond Felton last year was nothing short of a disaster. Missed the first 31 games with an ankle injury sustained in preseason. And he played for a poor team. And things, you know, Greg, being the leader, the ball handler like you were, they just never got much better for Felton as the season went on.
Yeah, the problem when you have that issue early on, the season isn't going to wait for you.
Right.
You know, you're basically in catch-up mode, and so because of that, he never got into any kind of a rhythm when he was available to play. And that's not surprising, given that he averaged less than 10 minutes a game for the season after averaging 33 a game for his entire career.
Matthews goes in. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Terry with it. Matthews covering. Fires from deep. The rebound by Anderson.
And, you know, getting back to Raymond Felton, it looked at one point like he would become the league's next great playmaker. Drafted 5th overall in 2005, immediately after Darren Williams and Chris Paul. Felton never quite reached the stratosphere of his fellow draftmates.
Tries it from 9. And Moniunas the basket on the assist by Lawson. Lawson's got his 7th assist here tonight. The Mavericks have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Here's Matthews. And it's Matthews again missing.
And one last thought about Raymond Felton. I really feel like he's at that classic crossroads in one's career. If his conditioning is there, if he's healthy, he still has the skills and the moxie to make a difference. It just comes down to him wanting to make that effort, which gets harder after a decade of wear and tear on your body.
Both good from the line that time.
In a season where everyone in the Southwest made it to the playoffs, you just knew it was going to be a war of attrition night in and night out. Still, the Rockets managed to come out on top in the division.
That's good.
And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
Right wing. Decker dishes to Harrell. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
You know, there are a lot of bigger power forwards than him in the NBA, but very few that rise up like he can.
And the Rockets were just 8 up and 8 down in the Southwest Division. But, Clark, they won the out-of-division games they needed to in order to take the division crown.
Exactly, and it was a tough year to do that because the division was so tough. It was actually the first ever Southwest Division title for the Rockets.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And when you watch Wes Matthews, you see he's just a fantastic perimeter defender, Clark. He can match up well at either the 2 or the 3.
His combination, Kevin, of length and strength and lateral movement make him an outstanding defensive player.
And for Matthews, you know, he knows that he's a strong defender. And so last year, his claim was that he was the best two-way shooting guard in the NBA.
No good from Lawson. Mavericks shooting a pedestrian 36% in the fourth quarter. The offense not doing their best work of late. Pass to Felton. He feeds it to Powell. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
Listen, he has a chance to be considered the best two-way player at his position, and not sure if he is the clear-cut winner of that debate, but he is in the conversation.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Jones comes in for Moniunas, and it's K.J. McDaniels in for Ty Lawson.
Well, we all know how loud NBA arenas can get. I mean, last season there were some accusations thrown around that it wasn't all organic. I mean, some players felt as if some of the NBA crowd noise was artificial.
Williams attacking. Wide open look. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Decker can't hit.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Some heavy accusations about artificial noise being pumped in last year. We've seen the issue in the NFL, talked about now in the NBA. Seeing in other sports, there's a case that maybe the NBA's got to deal with this.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I know some stadiums, it might feel like there is extra noise being pumped in. And listen, there are a lot of fan bases that we have are just flat out loud. I mean, it can be electric. But having said that, I don't think we want to have the artificial noise being pumped in. I think it does the game a disservice.
Back to Anderson from past the arc. Rockets with the rebound. Decker's got his 5th rebound in this one. It's good, and there's a block called on the play. He'll get one free throw.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
And, guys, K.J. McDaniels, I think, has excellent defensive potential. I mean, his long arms and quick jump allow him to block a high number of shots for a two-guard, and his overall athleticism allows him to match up against twos and threes. Offensively, though, he really needs work on practically every measurable skill.
Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. McDaniels got 5 points in the quarter.
And they've looked terrific in transition today. That's had a lot to do with their success.
Well, it certainly has. I mean, they've done a really good job recognizing anytime they've had the numbers advantage, and then they've taken advantage. We've seen it time and time again here.
Here's Felton. Rebound by Harrell. Harrell's got 4 rebounds now tonight. McDaniels kicks to Harrell. And some nice passing there by Houston. And he gets it to go. And 12 points for Sam Decker. Getting back to McDaniels, a high second-round draft pick in last year's draft.
And, Kevin, you know, he was outperforming that draft spot through the first 52 games, but because of a one-year rookie contract, the Sixers felt they might have to overpay him, so therefore they traded him to Houston instead.
The cold, harsh economics, Clark, of the NBA, huh?
And, you know, one thing about Darren Williams, he used to get to the charity stripe at will. At the height of his career, he's averaging almost 6 free throws a game. The last couple seasons, he's been down around 3.
Now, here's Decker. There's the steal. Outside, Felton. He kicks to Williams. Launches it. Another miss by Williams. And Clark, for Darren Williams, he clearly has the handle and the strength to get to the basket, but no longer the explosion that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, you know, he's had some ankle injuries, and that certainly is a part of that. And he's also in his 30s now, so largely a perimeter jump shooter, but still can impact the game with his deep shooting and playmaking.
Decker can't hit.
I'm not even going to comment on that one.
Neither am I. I mean, if you're going to attempt a buzzer beater, I guess I will comment. Make sure there's actually a buzzer to beat.
Williams gets the bucket.
I mean, even he was surprised to be that open.
They're making this a runaway.
And the only question for me right now is just how big the lead will eventually become.
And so here is Dallas. Outside, Felton. Williams, a screen on Terry. Felton the pass to Williams. Stolen by Terry.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Houston.
2 great rebounding teams, Clark.
Yeah, and these guys just worked a little bit harder tonight. That was the edge that was needed.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And, Greg, we know familiarity breeds contempt. I would expect things to become more heated as these teams face each other going forward.
A good win, and a lot went into it, but I just like the showing for Howard. He did all the dirty work that they needed, clearing out space underneath and securing rebounds.
Outside, Felton. And Williams, here we go. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. And the first one at the line is good. Good on both. We've got 28 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Here's McDaniels, and it's good.
Well, they're going to walk out of here with a win and send this crowd home happy.
Yeah, you know, it was a real solid performance for them in a lot of areas. I mean, they should be proud of their work tonight.
Outside, Felton. They set the pick. Back to Anderson. From deep. Off target with that shot. So we see Houston taking the W here. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team, Clark, by far tonight.
No question about it, Kevin. They certainly gave their fans plenty to scream and holler about. This place was rocking. It was on fire. And it only got louder as that lead got bigger.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Yes, I'm here with James Harden. Congratulations on this win. It was a team effort, aided by this electric home crowd atmosphere. What made the difference?
We just trying to play solid defense, talk to each other, help each other out. That was amazing tonight. It was unbelievable. Like I said, I'm happy for our guys. And, we got a good victory at home.
Communication's so key. James, thanks for the time. Guys, over to you.
Doris, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Clark Kellogg, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Dwight Howard. He had a double-double and made a huge difference tonight. He never let up, and his performance really inspired the rest of his team.
He definitely put in the work down low, used his size and his footwork, got some big-time buckets, high-percentage looks. I think he really fueled their offense with that inside presence throughout the game.
Just a sensational performance on a lot of levels, Ernie. Too many levels to talk about. Man, in some game, he's in the background. He doesn't get the chance to be the star of the show, but not tonight. He's the star tonight. Put him on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson saying good night, and we'll see you again soon, but not soon enough.